They see your beauty, so frail and fine. They see your peace, woven of faith and toil. They forget your heart, bound in slumber and servitude. When you wake, they shall see your truth. A beast's nature, bare to all. Well, isn't that lucky? You know what to do? Friend! All better. Well, mostly. We're still missing 1 point of health, but what can you do? Alright, right off the bat, ignore the obvious path and go the opposite direction, and ye shall be rewarded for it. Those are the rules of Hollow Knight. And I suppose I should probably say, hey everybody, and welcome to my playthrough of Hollow Knight Silksong. The long-awaited sequel to the critically acclaimed Hollow Knight that only took about 7 years to come out, but it's finally here, and it's just as good as I was hoping. This is the only game that I played on day 2 of its release. Seriously, I have never played a game like that close to release day before, just because I usually like to observe it from a distance and see how the game is for a while before I actually consider diving in. But since I'm such a massive fan of the first Hollow Knight, I felt like I had to make an exception and jump into this game day 2 to see what it was about. And I have finished a full 100% playthrough of it off camera, and this is my second run of the game. As much as I would like to say that I loved this game on my first playthrough, I don't know if I truly did. I think I might just want to stop at, I really liked it. That's probably the safest description for it. There were so many things about this game I did really like and even love, but there were also many frustrating moments for a few reasons I'll be discussing shortly. So I'm doing the second run out of curiosity to see how this game is with all my current knowledge on it. So yeah, and I decided why not record it along the way. I think it would make a fun Omen C2 playthrough, so here we go. It's gonna be kind of a long one. I expect this to last like 25 episodes at the very least. That's how long my playthrough of the first Hollow Knight took on my main channel. Or actually, I had 2 different playthroughs of the first Hollow Knight, and the first one was 30 videos, so yeah. This could very well go beyond 30 videos, but that's alright. I think it's fine to have a long playthrough to sink your teeth into sometimes, even though I have 2 long playthroughs running at the same time, both this and Fallout New Vegas, yeah. Alright, so anyway, we can see the basic mechanics of the game are slightly altered versions of the ones from the first Hollow Knight. The bind we did at the beginning is our heal move. We spend all that time and we will heal 3 masks of health. That time I only used it to heal 1 because I need to be complete. I am not truly complete until I have all 5 HP. But anyway, you need 9 spools of silk in the little meter down below the health bar in order to heal that much. Hello. Here's our first collectible, a mossberry. We've added it to our inventory along with our hunter's cloak and tool pouch. And the needle, which is looking a little worse for wear. The blade is marked by time and use, yeah. Hopefully we can find someone to repair it eventually. Versatile thread naturally produced within the shell. When enough silk is stored, wounds can be healed and skills executed. Attack enemies to replenish silk. This is the only place in the game where it is mentioned that you attack enemies to replenish silk. Actually, wait, that's not true. But, you know, as of yet, it's the only place to mention that you have to attack enemies to get 1 spool of silk. Once you build up 9 spools of silk, you can heal 3 masks. That's how the bind works. And now we are, having a stomach ache. Or maybe a period cramp. I don't know. Alright, we're fine now. Anyway, let's continue. I'll be honest, I have no idea what that's about. I played a whole freaking 100% playthrough this game, and I have no idea what that means. I don't know if it's ever explained anywhere in-game. We might find out. I do plan to explore more of the lore side of things, because I kind of skipped over some of that on my first run. I was kind of just going for the gameplay goals more so than lore stuff. There were many secret rooms I never found that I learned of later, for example. There's a bunch of optional collectibles that I didn't get, and so hopefully I'll collect all of those in this playthrough. That's one of the ideas I have for doing this run. Yes, as you can see, those pickups we've been collecting, when they fall into spikes, they no longer stay there. They get erased. It's kind of a nerf. It's a nerf to the collectibles in this game. Let's see what we've been picking up, actually. Shell shards, hardened fragments of shell and bone, used in the crafting of tools and traps. Well, we have absolutely no use for those right now, but it is best for us to create a huge stockpile of them for a little bit later. You'll see why. So I'm gonna go down and grab as many as I can, up to 77. Anything up here at the top right? Oh, yes, there's this door. Listen to the sound that plays when you whack this door. Isn't that the most satisfying thing ever? Like, I swear, this is the best blockade I've seen in any Metroidvania, because, like, normally you'd whack something like this and then nothing would happen, or your weapon would bounce off or something. But this time, though, this one plays this really satisfying ring sound that just, it sticks with you. It makes it very memorable, and it makes you want to return later. However, we will not be able to open that for quite a while. Alright, there's my first hit on spikes. If that happens, you will respawn on a nearby platform. And I believe for some reason, the animation for respawning on a platform after being hit by spikes is slightly longer in this game compared to the first Hollow Knight. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know, this game feels kind of obsessed with taking a lot of time to do things, which you may have heard of that a little bit. You may have heard about that a little bit. I really want to get that thing right there, so I'm gonna have to loop back up and get it. But yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that just take a lot of time to do, and I mean, I suppose we did wait 7 years for the game to come out. It's kind of funny, like, that even extends to waiting for the game to come out. You know, we already waited 7 years for the game to come out. So what if the game takes another year to get through entirely? It doesn't. It doesn't take even anywhere close to a year. I wonder, is there any adventure game out there that's, like, so big it genuinely takes you a year to complete all of it, even in the best case scenario? Well, I'm sure some developer's gonna try to make that game one day, because games just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the time goes on. Can I reach that yet? I don't think I can. No, I can't. I need some kind of ranged attack to get there. If only I could have some kind of ranged attack in this game. Wouldn't that be nice? Hi-yah! So, if you have not played or seen the first Hollow Knight, I would say you don't have to know much about it to fully enjoy this one. However, if you're planning to play Silksong, I would recommend playing the first Hollow Knight. Okay, we got another cramp. Krampus is home. It is December as I'm recording this after all, so Krampus should be coming home soon. Krampus should be visiting us. Nah, we're all fine. It was just a fake. It's just a little stomach bug. It went away. Hell, literally stomach bug, because we're a bug, get it? Here's our first bench. These are checkpoints. You rest at them, you will respawn here should you fall in battle. In addition, your health will be refilled to full, and that's about all benches do for us right now. However, they are very good, so since they are checkpoints, they are very good, so you should be seeking them out at every opportunity. But yeah, anyway, I just want to put a warning straight away. Silksong is a freaking hard game, and it is designed assuming you have played the original, I'm pretty sure. Because it starts at about the same difficulty level as the mid-game of the first Hollow Knight. That said, this opening area really isn't that hard, but believe me, it spikes really quickly. You're about to see. In other news, here's our first boss, the Moss Mother. This is definitely the Gross Mother equivalent of this game, and in that way, it is not a very hard boss whatsoever. Why don't I show off the downward attack, the pogo, as people like to call it. So if you press down in midair, you can do a downward stab like that. However, you can only do it, you can only do it in that angle, in that 45-degree angle there. So it's a little hard to aim, but if you can get it down, it's really satisfying. That said, it is very hard to aim to the point that I usually never get it down consistently. That's alright though, because you're staggered. If a boss is staggered, that means they usually give you time to either get your own hits on them or to heal, assuming you have enough silk to do so. I do have enough silk, but, I mean, I'm only missing 1 point of health. I have no reason to do that right now. There you go. Kill you. Kill the little moss scrub Goomba things that you spawn in. I will admit, I don't know the enemy names very well in this game because I didn't pay much attention to the Hunter's Journal my first time through, which, yes, does carry over from the first game. We will get there eventually. Okay, you are dead. Why am I surprised that it's dead? I whacked it 1,000,000 times, then it exploded in front of me. I'm like, oh, you're dead. I see. There's our first boss of the game down. Wasn't very hard. I'm sure we can handle this. Maybe not. These freaking stomach aches keep annoying us, then we definitely won't be able to handle this. Well, that's a great showcase of our abilities, passing out directly in front of someone. Up with you! Up! I won't have you dying on my floor! Ah! Awake at last! You should mind your strength, traveler. There's no use wasting energy on an old nobody like me. I see that now, madam. My welcome to your land has not been kind. I had reason to be wary. So, you're another pilgrim, then? Scuttled out of the darkness to climb the great path and bow at its gilded peak? I am no pilgrim. I am Hornet, and I arrive in your land by no choice of my own. I was brought to your kingdom by force, captured by strange bugs clad in veils. Oh, how curious! The bugs of the citadel at the summit of our land. They veil themselves in service to their faith, or perhaps as slaves to something greater. Then I shall seek their citadel. If the veiled bugs would go to such lengths to bring me here, I intend to find out why. Aha! Ferocious! Intimidating! Yours is no pilgrim spirit, you have the bearing of a hunter. Welcome then, fierce traveler, to Pharloom, our holy yet haunted land. Before you depart, permit an old bug a brief warning. Best keep that weapon drawn. Our kingdom is gripped by a curse. Its paths grow wild and dangerous, and though some still attempt the climb to the citadel at its crest, none return to speak of what they see. New objective, the Great Citadel. Ascend through the lands of Pharloom to reach the citadel at the kingdom's peaks. And while you're at it, view objectives in the test screen of the menu. Look at this, a motivation to explore the world. Right off the bat, this early game is so much better than the first games. You bear your blade well, Hunter, and you've skill, no doubt, so I don't mean any unkindness when I say you still seem a little frail. I was a long time spent captive, bound by seals strange to me. My strength is diminished, but recoverable. By the time I reach that citadel, I'll be ready to face what waits. Yes, we'll be finding it in the form of items throughout the world. If the veiled bugs have an interest in you, enough to brave the wastes beyond our borders, then you must be rather special, yes? In my own lands, some may once have seen me so. In this place, with my strength sapped, I am just another traveler. Oh, a traveler, but still something more. I can see it now. Of course, that focus! Did those veiled bugs realize who they snared? Perhaps it is they who should be worried, eh? Perhaps indeed. You have anything more to say? You are as foreign as you, Hunter dear. Visit me when you care. I look forward to hearing how your steps might shake our world. Oh, yes. Oh, shake the world I am going to do, believe you me. Let's see what's to the left. I don't think we can do anything over here first, though. Hit the thing in the ceiling. Nope, okay. Thing in the ceiling, door in the wall. There's nothing we can do there, so back this way we go. Oh my god, moving this slowly is so freaking annoying, but it's fine. It gives us more time to appreciate the beautiful visuals out here. Oh my god, look at this. This is amazing. This is so freaking cool. Enjoy the green while it lasts. It's not gonna last a lot longer. Jump over that hole, or else you'll drop back down to a previous area. You don't want that. And welcome to Bone Bottom. Enjoy the music.
Yanara. Sentoso. Pa, Tomiemo. Nesvie.
Ba manama.
Kerga. Megina fora.
Baba, ja.
So you basically said, if you have money, don't worry, you can give me money. Because that's the money of this world, the rosaries. We have absolutely zero of those, so all of this stuff is gonna have to be bought later. Alright. I was kind of debating if I should, like, voice these characters or not, despite the music, but no, I think having the music play out was a much better choice. This is a really, really freaking beautiful piece, especially to hear this early on in the game. And it's one of the few in the game, haha. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what this mysterious home is. Hello there. Oh, you've come to hide down here too, then? 'Tis a fearful world out there. If you can keep quiet, I don't mind you joining me. You've chosen a curious place to rest, ma'am. This pit of bells and the structure around it, they suggest a station for travel, the one long abandoned. Aye, rumors in the camp say these bells run throughout the lands, great veins of them forged by our ancient kin. Do I smell a fast travel network? Nah, couldn't be. And some even say bugs used to travel through them in gilded carriages, no less. Sir, surely such fanciful travel will be a sin for us pilgrims. We must walk and climb and crawl using only our own meager claws. Only thus can we prove our devotion. My god, your all's lives have to suck. Down here, you can't hear the cries of the pilgrims above, only the faintly ringing bells. I'll stay and meditate a bit longer before I start my own pilgrimage. So, all these guys are being sent on pilgrimages up to the Citadel, and we are supposedly unwillingly joining them in that regard. So far, this place, Pharloom, seems a lot more lively than Hallownest was. Whereas Hallownest was already dead when you began that game. Hallownest was the setting of Hollow Knight 1, in case you don't know. Hallownest was already long dead. In this case, this feels kind of lively, a little bit. Doesn't feel so lively down here, but we are kind of at the bottom, right? Bone bottom and all that. Alright, I don't believe you can talk normally to this shopkeeper once you stop and make trade with an old pilgrim. Surely something here will aid you? Well, unfortunately not. Not yet.
What's this? Wish is up? Bugs will be able to seek help from any able shell around. You can even try granting a couple of wishes yourself, Missy.
I could. Or I could not. Got him. I don't know. Alright, we got a weird little platform up here whose purpose is unknown for now. And the only way we can go is right, so we may as well go right. We've seen everything there is to see in Bone Bottom as of now. Cut you down. I love being able to cut down the background and foreground elements. Unfortunately, not all of them can be, but plenty of them can be. Like, look at that. I love being able to break all of this stuff. It's so much fun. I'm glad they kept it for Silksong. Hello? You tried some kind of door opening ritual? Is it working? Doesn't seem to be working too well. Oh, hear me, pray, please hear me sing. My path's ahead, but here's the thing. I can't squeeze past a gate of bone, so please wake up and help. Oh. Why do you sing, little one? This bony gate seems like a poor audience. Oh, but of course I sing. I am Sherma, a pilgrim just like you. I hear the call of the great citadel just like every other devout soul.
But look here, as soon as our sacred journey begins, we are tested. This huge gate stands between us and the way forward. Only holy prayer and song will open the way. In this kingdom, even mighty bone is moved by music. Join your voice with mine, Red Maiden. You, me, and my lucky chime will sing together until the great gate opens.
I'm sure it'll work perfectly well. Hey, you're singing louder now. You're chiming in a lot more. I forgot about that little detail. I don't know what melody's supposed to go along with this, so I'm not gonna sing this, sorry. Alright, well, let's see if I can find an alternate way in, because honestly, I'm with Hornet on this one. Doors tend not to respond to music very often unless there's someone on the other side of it, and knowing Hollow Knight worlds, there probably isn't anyone on the other side of it. So we got a new enemy here, these Skull Gooma guys that disguise themselves as the harmless skull props in the environment, but then they pop up when you get close, or they're already wandering like this guy. They're just basic enemies. They walk back and forth, you hit them 3 times, they die. The end. Okay, can I go up here? Oh, I can go all the way up here. What the hell's all the way up here? Well, clearly there's some lava ahead, according to that. Uh-oh, we might be... Okay, we're facing a much larger version. These guys will charge at you. And if we get hit, look at that! 2 damage! In Hollow Knight 1, very few things did 2 damage. There were quite a few enemies that did 2 damage, but bosses were another story. In this game, that's another story. Yeah, a lot more things deal 2 damage in Silksong. One of the ways this game is a lot harder than the first. So definitely watch out for that. Okay, wait, that shard that was up there was like completely gone, yet I was still able to pick it up. All right, I don't really get that. So if we go this direction, what is this direction? Oh god, I hope I'm not going too far away. I would like to open the door down below, because I think you can't get to the other side of the door. We've certainly gone past the door by now. Oh, okay, there's a cracked wall there. This way, got a flying guy. Kind of charges at you through the air. I think he can charge down too. No, okay, he always flies to your level, then charges at you. Simple enough. Okay, fragile ground, which should drop me on the other side of the door, or not. No, it's dropping me. Oh no, oh god, it's our first enemy gauntlet of the game. Got just a little fly. Okay, cool. And then 2 of you. Neato. Not hard. Who's next? Okay, 2 more flies. That's fine, as long as we can kill them before they have a chance to get down on our level. They'll be of no threats. And then 1 of you. Okay, I better be careful here. There we go. Once you have the slow-mo, you know that the last enemy is dead, and the combat gauntlet is complete. It's one of my favorite additions in Silksong, the little slow-mo thing. It reminds me a lot of Streets of Rage 3. Alright, here's the lever that opens the door. The door sings back with Sherma's song. Hey, look, it worked, Sherma. You did a great job.
Oh, did you see it, Red Maiden? The Great Gate heard my song, and in its infinite and ancient kindness has opened the way forward for us.
Gate, 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 nicest gate I've met. Gate, 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 greatest miracle yet. My laughs are very awkward. I'm very sorry about that. All right, anyway, let me do a quick bind. Let me see if I can climb any higher before... Never mind. Okay, if I can climb any higher, I'm gonna have to loop around the whole way before I can see. All right, you just keep singing the same thing to yourself. What is this? What is that passageway right there? What is that little chimney? It's been a long time since I've explored this area of the game in my 100% playthrough, because unlike the first game, you really don't have as much a reason to go back to especially the oldest areas from the earliest points in the game as you do in the original, where like I found myself going back to Forgotten Crossroads in the original all the time. Here, not so much. Okay, can't wall jump yet. That is unfortunately one ability Hornet is not equipped with by default. Did I just spoil one of the later abilities? I'm sorry. Yeah, I might be doing that sometimes. I might be accidentally spoiling later abilities. Mostly accidentally. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Can't reach that. Cool, got it. How about... Oh, how about you? How about this? Oh god. That's a boulder from the ceiling. Okay, this appears to be an alternate entrance into our first area. Or no. Okay, I see. It's a little secret cubby that has these statues, and these statues have rosary beads on them. This is our currency. We now finally have some rosaries. Now, do beware. If you die in this game, and indeed, you will be dying in this game, mark my words, I will be too. I'm not that great at Silksong yet. I'm only like super good at the first Hollow Knight. This game I have yet to master. So I absolutely will be dying as the series goes on, but
If you die, you will drop all your currently held rosaries in a little cocoon in the spot where you died, and you have to get back there to get it back. Oh, hey, look, more! From strings on the ceiling, so yeah. And unlike the currency from the first game, Geo, rosaries are really hard to come by. They are very rare. So you better pick up all of them that you see. There is no reason not to. You don't have like a wallet cap or anything like from the Zelda games. It is absolutely worth your time. You lose nothing by grabbing rosaries. Though, you might lose something because then you might lose the rosaries later on. But there are ways you can keep the rosaries safe, which we'll be covering as we go. For now, there's one of the reasons you need rosaries. Some benches can only be unlocked by rosaries, and that's one of them. Pilgrim, you are blessed to walk the foundations of Pharloom. Humble yourself before the shells of those who gave their lives to hold our kingdom's weight. Is that the premise for this next area? Or this first area, I guess? Oh, it's the second area. The first was the Moss Grotto. The second is the Marrow, and we're jumping right into a lava level, yeah. This is basically a recreation of the Forest of Bones, or some people call it Bone Forest, a cut area from the first Hollow Knight that they fully realized in this game, which I think is pretty cool. It's a nice way to start. And I have to say, it's a much more exciting first area than the Forgotten Crossroads. Alright, here we go. If the enemies themselves aren't too bad, I would not be surprised if that can hurt you, and if it deals 2 damage. Would not at all put it past this game. Alright, if we try moving straight ahead, I think we'll be blocked pretty quick. Step on this. Nothing happens. Okay, this looks like a pressure plate, but it does nothing, so I guess it isn't a pressure plate. Can't make that jump. Gotta grab onto the ledge and go backwards. That is one ability Hornet is equipped with, a ledge grab. You don't have to fully make a jump up to a platform. You can just, like, rub against the side and Hornet will ledge grab. Some people, I've heard some people complain that it's a little inconsistent, but personally I don't think it is. It feels just fine to me. Oh, hi. Got a little symbol of something. I might want to go left first. I kind of want to explore the perimeter of new areas before I explore all the stuff in between them. That's generally how I handle exploration in these games. Alright, these enemies, they just fly towards you slowly. They're not too bad. They're kind of like Venge Flies, but they're even slower somehow. So they're weaker than Venge Flies. I think they are larger though, so it's easier for them to hit you. And there's a quick little shortcut, so now you can just jump right up to this path. Should you ever need to, there's never really any need to do so. I don't find myself backtracking through the Marrow very often. Oh, I destroyed someone's cairn. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I saw a background element, and then I hit it. I don't care how good it looks or how, like, finely crafted of a cairn it was. Sometimes I just hit it. But anyway, I am still sorry, regardless. Sorry still stands. Alright, cut the grass, mow the lawn around here. How is there grass growing and a bunch of, like, bones? Are these a bunch of bones or fossils? It's probably fossils. And fossils are, like, a part of the ground, right? Stop destroying the cairns, me. Here, mow the grass. Don't destroy the cairns. There we go. That's how you be a nice little traveler. Alright. These platforms will crumble away over time, so you have to jump quickly to the next one. They're already kind of turning up the platform difficulty on us, though it's still not too hard. And honestly, I would say the platforming in this game never gets quite as hard as the original can sometimes. But that is just talking about the base game. There is going to be DLC for this game, as you could probably tell. It was just announced. One of the DLC expansions they're going to make was just announced, so they're probably going to make, like, the ultimate platforming challenge out of one of those. But I would say the platforming in Silksong is not too bad. Alright, I think we want to go left first. I think there's something good here. Yes, there is. I remember you. This is our first tool, a shard pendant. Just like the first game, you have to equip perks at benches. I'm not a huge fan of this, but it's how it works. I can't complain too much. Allows one to collect more shell shards from defeated creatures. At first, when I picked this up in my first playthrough of the game, which I actually live streamed on my main channel, if you're curious about my blind reactions to these first few areas, I have a live stream of it on my main channel. Anyway, when I first picked this up, I immediately scoffed at it and just brushed it off as something I would never need, but actually, this is really good, and I would recommend equipping it at this early point in the game, because, believe it or not, you're gonna want a lot of those shell shards. You're gonna want them. For sure. Like, they don't seem to have any apparent use at the moment, but they will have a use, and that use is extremely freaking good, and you are going to want to grab as many as you can. So, this is not a bad tool. In fact, the next time we find a bench, I'm throwing it on. Because I still don't have that many. I think I still have less than 100 shards. Okay, which way?
That's always the question with this freaking game, isn't it? Which way? Which way do I go? To go up. Is there anything? Okay, we're blocked in that direction. We have to hit that lever to open the way. I think we can go left here. Actually, let's go right first. I think left is progress. Left is further progress, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna go right first. Hey-yaw. Just call me Hornet the lawnmower woman. I don't know. Ah! Fell into the spikes. So far, the spikes have been the only form of damage I've ever taken. Hello, you're kind of new. You spread out your back spines there in the form of spikes, so you can't stay too close to that. It's basically just a recreation of the shard mite enemy from the first game, though it's not inside of a beautiful pink mining area. Ooh, we got SCP-173 shards. Okay, never mind. I did have more than 100 shards. We may as well bind. I have nothing else to use Silk on at the moment, and I'm missing 2 pieces of health, so why not? All right, here's a crumbly wall. There are crumbly walls that you can break hidden everywhere in the game, so you want to keep a lookout for them. There are many really useful, important things locked behind them, so yeah, you want to be looking for those as much as you can. Perfect. We're almost back up to 9 silk. Man, I was under the impression that healing was like a really rare thing in the early game, just because you only have 9 spools of silk maximum. You have to fill your entire silk meter in order to heal in the early game, but actually it's not too bad. Though we'll have to see. We'll have to see as we progress, because the game will get harder. Right now it's not too bad. Okay, we got a door here. Can't remember where that goes. It'll be fun to kind of rediscover all this early game stuff I'm not used to. Hey, it's this sign again. How we doing over here? Hello? A native of these fiery lowlands approaches. Yes, a native, absolutely, you got that correct. I mean, I am wearing a red dress, and like the red fits with the lava, so maybe I could see how you would arrive at that conclusion. Have no fear, my friend, we fleas are but humble travelers. Well met, sir, though like you, I am not of these lands. I am merely journeying through. Oh, a kindred spirit. It's good luck for wanderers to meet on an unfamiliar path. And now that we have met, know that I am Flea Master Mushka, leader of this caravan. Our own journey has barely begun, but you are most welcome to tarry here a while, stranger. Where ways are dark and winding, good bugs must stay close together. Stranger, will you hear my worry? The time has come for us fleas to find each other and travel together, as has happened through generations before. The many fleas of this kingdom should be flocking to our caravan, but times have become dangerous. You feel it too, yes? Our poor cousins out there in hiding. Could you help us find these poor lost fleas? We daren't continue our journey until some of the poor dears have found their way here to us. Wayfarer the Lost Fleas. Promise wish? Wayfarer, is that like a type? I guess I'll have to pay more attention to that going forward. This here is our first wish. Wish promised. These are side quests. Ah, do I understand you rightly, stranger? You will help gather the lonely fleas to our caravan, truly? Hornet didn't say anything, so I guess she just, like, made some kind of gesture that appeared to be yes. I am traveling these lands for my own reasons, Flea Master. However, if I happen upon any fleas on my travels, I will aid them as best I can. Oh, I could ask for nothing more. They must all be hiding or stuck in dangerous places, but if you rouse them, they are sure to find their way here to us. May the kingdom bless your travels and keep you safe, stranger. You are welcome to rest here with us whenever the roads bring you back. Well, your caravan's kind of out of the way. I don't know when the roads are going to bring me back, but I'll certainly help you find the fleas. Many lost and lonely fleas as the caravan complete the journey of find the steers in places if you pry and play. Cool, yeah. Doreshna, I am saying welcome to our caravan, stranger. You are very funny, very strange flea, isn't it? No fur at all, and your wings fall off. It's just jest, of course. Us fleas famous for giving jokes. My fellows give much worry for the other fleas, but I'm not give at all. They will find their way to us, and if not, who keep count of them anyway? Some of these speech patterns are kind of hard for me to keep up with, so that's why I sound kind of awkward as I'm reading their dialogue. Alright, that's it for you. You got another bench here, I will take that. Doreshna, stranger, you're looking a little tired, is it? Unhealthy? You can rest with us here, if wish. It's nice and dark, and warmth from below brings good health. Still, you should make care not to stay much long. You are not flea, after all. Aw, man, why can't I flee with the rest of you? Anyway. The beasts here are much frightful, Scary? But if them give space, they leave alone. You respect beast, beast respect you. Yeah, that only applies to this area, sir. Later on, that's not gonna apply anymore. So while I'm thinking of it, actually, let me show off a little hidden thing you can do. Oh, he waves goodbye. I forgot about that. I almost didn't notice that either. Man, I was just rushing through my first playthrough this game, wasn't I? All right, let me... Hiya. Nope. Kill you, and then let me show you a secret button. You press V on keyboard controls. You will do the garama that Hornet does at the beginning of her boss battles in the first game. This is known as a challenge in the controls menu. And let me inform you of what it does. Attracts enemies. Attracts enemies, that's it. You will never need to attract enemies in this game. I'm just saying that straight up. You will never ever need to do that. Unless there's like more than one enemy grouped up and you could maybe call one of them. That's the only case where I could see it as being any amount of use, but I don't know if that ever happens. I'll have to try it in the future, but I never used it in my first playthrough, and so I don't really plan on using it here. That was close. Uh-oh, we have a dead pilgrim. You've probably seen a few of those so far. The Frayed Rosary String, if you open the inventory, contains 30 rosaries. So these are a lot like the hard soul items, people call them, from the Dark Souls games, where it's basically just an item containing souls that you can use from your inventory. These are not lost upon death, so the rosaries in this string will remain safe no matter if you die or lose all your others or not. But when they're in that little counter, you will lose those rosaries. It's a very strange video gamey way to do things, but that's how they do things. So yeah, basically the death system is copied directly from the Dark Souls games. That's alright. I mean, actually, is it? Personally, I'm not a big fan of the death system in Hollow Knight. I wasn't a big fan of it there, and I'm not big a fan of it here either, but fortunately, I don't think I ever lost all my rosaries on my first playthrough of this game, so let's hope that stays. Would be very inconvenient to lose all your rosaries in this game, especially because they're so rare, so that means if you do lose your rosaries regularly, and you want to get every item in the game, you'll have basically no choice but to grind. Like, seriously. Grinding is kind of a common issue in this game, but we'll talk about that shortly. Ow! Okay, maybe not shortly, but later on we definitely will talk about that. Alright, there's that. Lets me break you, destroy you. Got 128, that's the maximum value of a signed 8-bit integer. I love pointing that out every single time I see one of those numbers. Every single time I see a power of 2, I have to point it out. Alright, none of you all are enemies. We've unlocked the way forward up there. But what if I continue this way? Ooh. Her singing is absolutely beautiful. This was one of the coolest moments on my first playthrough of the game. Though, she does look kind of nimble and perhaps tough, so maybe I should heal before meeting her. Hello? How are you today? Oshanka! Edge's sharp and senses keen! In my land, that is the way warriors greet each other. For though you are a child barely hatched, you are also a warrior. Your stance, your weapon, your movements all proclaim it so. You have keen sight for my skill bug, but my childhood has long since passed. What has happened here? I see signs of battle all around. These strange shuffling pilgrims. In the camp below they were docile enough, but up here they seem to have lost their senses. They cry out to the darkness and attack their fellow travelers. Yakanash, keep your weapon drawn and your bearings true. The way ahead is winding, and to lose one's way invites only death. I am a navigator amongst my tribe and have been making maps of these lands. I can trade them with you and supplies if you wish. That would be wonderful. So, we can buy the Mosslands map, the Marrow map. Unfortunately, she sells these both separately, even though we're going to be crisscrossing between these two areas for the early game, or at this point in the game anyway. But she also sells the Quill, which lets you update maps, the Compass, which lets you see your position on the map, which is always really nice, pins that mark important things. We'll probably have to come back for a lot of these, because I don't have a lot of rosaries right now. I'll at least take the maps. I want both of the maps for right now. I certainly hope I can afford the Quill eventually. Hold left control to view a map of the current area. View a detailed map of the world in the map pane of the menu. Let's buy the other map. And I am 10 off from being able to buy the quill. And I think that once you leave this room after talking to her, she will move on, move somewhere else, and you'll have to find her again later to buy it. So that kind of sucks. We're gonna have to be left with an unfinished map for now, but that's fine. In these lands, names are given freely, are they not? I am Chakra, wielding rings. If our hunts intertwine again, I will have new maps to trade. Until then, farewell, child-wielding needle. I like that nickname for Hornet, honestly. Child-wielding needle. Aw, she also kind of, well, smacks her weapon goodbye. It's a little different from waving goodbye, but it's the same sentiment, basically. So here's our map. If we double-tap control, we can open the map in the menu. And we can see the Moss Grotto where we started, we can see Bone Bottom, we can see the Marrow. The map is not finished. As you can see, there are plenty of routes, plenty of little hallways that split off but don't have anything beyond there. So Chakra does not have the entire map of an area drawn out, but she at least gives it a good start. And I think she overall does a much better job of mapping out the place than Cornifer from the first game, the cartographer who sold you maps in the first game. Okay, apparently we have an objective not too far up. That's interesting. Oh yeah, we've also unlocked this pane where we can see our main objective. We can see the side quest we have to do, the Lost Fleas. But then we'll be on the lookout for them. Oh yeah, I've passed by a bench and forgot to equip this tool. Well, hopefully there's a bench down here. I don't feel like backtracking, so let's just hope I can run across another one. Okay, no walls there. Man, I'm gonna be hitting every single wall because I can't remember easily where all the secret walls were in this game. I think I found almost all of them. Probably didn't find absolutely all of them, but, you know, I found the good majority of them. But I'm probably not gonna be able to remember them easily, as I just said 12 seconds ago. Have I been in here before? This looks familiar. I think I have. Or have I? I don't know. Music's a little quiet. I don't remember that. Okay, this is confusing. Where am I? Okay, so we were, I believe, I can't use a cursor yet. You need to buy the map markers for yourself before you can show a cursor on the map. So, I believe I was at the point where I was in one of the hallways where the gray area transitions into the green area with the big little symbol in the middle. And I am now down below that, wherever that is. All right, let's keep going down. Just because we're here, we may as well. Exploring. It's my favorite thing to do in games. Oh, is this the entrance to the Marrow? Hold on. What if I go out here? Oh yeah, okay, we're just down here again. All right, cool. So we were able to climb up in this room the whole time? Oh, wait, now that I'm down, I can't go back up because I need some kind of higher jump to get back up there. That makes sense. Okay, so I'll have to go back through the long way around, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to climb up that vertical shaft again. I could always... Oh yeah, here's a bench right here. Let's equip the tool before we enter the Marrow once more. What was that? Who tinked? Oh. Oh, that did. That little, like, symbol-looking thing on the ground that I'm moving around as I walk past. Just playing a little tink every time I touch it. I love how it's the only one that's interactable as well. All right, let's equip the Shard Pendant and move on. We'll backtrack through. Now, since this is an Omen C2 playthrough, I probably won't be cutting out all of my backtracks, you know? I never fully noticed the 3 huge statues in the background holding plates. Those are where you deposit rosaries in a lot of places. So, are those guys, like, begging for rosaries? They probably are. They're probably like, or maybe no, maybe they're offering rosaries, because rosaries are like a representation of the pilgrim's faith, right? That's kind of how they work. Let me read their description in the inventory. Used as a measure of faith and traded as currency. So that's them, like, holding them up to show, I have faith in thee, Pharloom, or something like that. It's kind of cool. Just like with the first game, any extra shells that the tool I have equipped is dropping from enemies will be highlighted by a little glint, which I think is a cool visual design. It lets you know how much more you're getting from each enemy. Alright, there we go. Kill you. How long have I been recording? 46 minutes? Okay. There should be a good stopping point coming up in not too long. Once we enter the green zone to the left, once we go back to the green zone, actually, because we were in the green zone, and then we left the green zone, and now we're going back to the green zone. Because, you know, flow and game progression, that's how it works. It's a little weird. It's a little weird of a just back and forth between these 2 areas at the start of the game, but I don't know. It's fine. Whatever the game wants to do, you know? How? Give me those 14 shards. Okay. Oh god. So this early game, one of my opinions with the first Hollow Knight, as much as I adore that game, it is in my top 3 favorite games of all time, I think my biggest problem with it is the start of the game. And that is that it's just not that interesting. It doesn't do a lot to keep a new player's attention, though I was having a lot of fun with the early game regardless. If someone was coming in and didn't have that much interest, like, at first, the game really doesn't do a lot to keep their interest. And in addition, on repeat playthroughs, the early game has become probably the least exciting part of the game for me, because all the stuff I love about the game, the open exploration, the super fun boss fights, the charms and your ability to kind of customize your loadout of abilities and whatnot, none of that stuff is present at the start, so it's just kind of like an multi-hour long slog you have to go through. Wait a minute, oh, I have unlocked the shortcut. Oh, I see. So, you know how I had to take the long way around just now? If I had hit that lever, I wouldn't have had to. My bad. I wasted y'all's time for no reason. Anyway. Do I have 50 rosary beads? Who are you calling for, Chakra? Your voice echoes through the caverns. I came deeper into Pharloom in search of my mentor, the greatest of my tribe. I could not keep pace, though, and her trail grew cold. She will have traveled much further by now, but if I keep moving and stay vigilant, I will reunite with her. Alright, that's a noble cause. No, I didn't get more rosaries, because this isn't the first Hollow Knight. Shame. Okay, ooh, we have more shell shards right here. I would like more rosaries, but I guess shell shards would do. I love how, like, 90% of those just went and died on the things nearby. Oh, come on, give me 5 more rosaries. 5 more rosaries, please. 5 more rosaries before I have to leave the room. Please, please. I need that quill. I hate the map without the quill. It looks terrible. Okay, fine, I guess we'll go this way. I don't think I can go up. Maybe do I have a choice? Ooh. Maybe I can go up. Let's try that. Anyway, what I was saying is, Hollow Knight 1's early game is not the greatest. And on top of everything I've already complained about, there's also the fact that, oh, hi. Hey, buddy. You alright? Well, I can cut this, but it seems to grow back right away. So it doesn't seem like I can do much of anything here. I'll have to come back for you later. I guess onward we go. So yeah, Hollow Knight's early game, not my favorite part of the game. And another reason why is because the story at that point is extremely vague. You just kind of drop in with no real clue on what you're doing there. Moss Home. So this is another area, this is a little area inside of the Moss Grotto. It contains some new enemies. These are pilgrims who have apparently gone insane, turned over to the dark side, and now want to attack everything they see. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Okay, you jump away and spit something, and you're insanely annoying for that reason. The other guy just kind of dashes towards you. Either way, they're not too bad. Anyway, where I'm going with all this is I do think Silksong's early game is a lot more exciting, it's a lot more better paced, even though it technically has a lot of the same problems as the first game's early game. I still think it's a lot more exciting and interesting, and it gets you engaged a lot better than the first games did. Especially with that story, the fact that Hornet was captured and taken to this land and she wants to find out why, like, just that is all you need. That's all the motivation you need to go out there and check out this world. It's really cool, and I think it's done well. That said, though, you know, it does last, I'd say what counts as the early game segment does last quite a bit longer than it did in the first game. But, you know, I think it's still a lot more fun of an adventure than the first game's early game was. That's just my opinion, though. Leaping over here, smack this lever, and now we have a shortcut going down. I believe some of those enemies dropped rosaries, so if I could backtrack real quick and go buy that thing off of Chakra, if I could go buy the quill off of Chakra, I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, we got some new enemies in here. We'll come back to them later, though. I have business. I have business to take care of. All right, here we got another pilgrim. Oh, God. I forgot. After you jump, that you do a little roll. That always throws me off. Okay, you just kind of lunge. That's it. Not too bad. All right, jump up. Jump up, and get down. Ah, perfect. Ah, and she's still here. Great. Not only do we have that bench, but we have Chakra still here, so we can buy the quill off of her. Let's go. I will soon leave these crumbling roads, but if you stop by the settlement below, we may meet again. I pass there often to trade with the pilgrims. So that is a place where you can go to find Chakra consistently if you need her. Anyway, though, we will buy the quill. Do I have enough for the compass? No, I do not. We'll have to come back for that later, but that is okay. So with the quill, you can update the map. However, the map will only update with rooms you have been inside of, so those are all the rooms I've been to, and you can only update the quill by sitting at a bench from this point onwards. I think you can also buy, like, map accessories, and that'll also update the map, just by proxy. I don't know. I don't know what the correct word would be, but generally you have to sit at a bench to fill out the map. So you won't have a map for your first visit through an area, but after a while you will eventually get one, and you will eventually fill it out, showing you everywhere you've been. It's kind of cool. It has, like, both sides of a, you know exactly where everything is, you know exactly where you have to go, but it also makes you kind of get familiar with the area's layout yourself first, which I think helps to, make the layouts of each area a lot more memorable. At least it helped with the first game. I don't know so much about this game, but anyway. I'm gonna be bringing up the first game a lot throughout this series just because I love that game so much, and, you know, I think it is fun and interesting to see. Oh, okay. So you were standing there looking up at the ceiling. You did not attack until those strings attacked you. Interesting. Interesting. Whomever might be the source of these strings that we've been seeing. What is this door? This is... Oh, this is the door right below. So I could have entered Moss Home through this way instead. That's kind of cool. They give you multiple options. Hollow Knight games are known for doing that. You know, the Hollow Knight games. You know, all two of them. Hey, man, with how big both these games are, they're basically considered like a quadrilogy. May as well be. That was a weird way to die. I killed you and you fell closer to me. Interesting. Now, let me grab these rosaries. My freaking rosaries. I like to say the word rosaries in the voice that I give to one of my cats, who we see as like a refined and rich princess of a kingdom or something. And so she has this lovely accent, but is still very clearly a cat, or is mostly clearly a cat. Maybe the voice doesn't sound much like a cat's voice when you hear it on its own, but trust me, it is. This is the voice for a cat. She is also very large, and so much of the depth of her voice comes from her hugeness. Her bigotry. I was about to say her bigotry. That was on pure accident, though I have actually said that before. Just because, like, we like to say her bigotry. Her bigotry, her largeness. Her bigotry. Anyway. It's so funny to imagine cats as, like, actually being bigots or, like, bad people if they were humans. But of course, we can't hate them because they're cats. Okay, yeah, so we can't climb up to this platform. Oh, wait, no, I think we can actually get that enemy to attack. Maybe that's a use for the challenge ability. Maybe we can get that enemy to fly towards you, then pogo bounce off of them, and that'll give us enough height to get up there. That's probably how it works. Okay, this is an interesting space. We are now out to the left of that room, and we're kind of hovering above Bone Bottom. In fact, I think if we were to go down, we would eventually unlock the way back down to the town, right? Got more rosaries anyway, so it is worth it to come up here regardless. Eventually, I like to make my way up to the top of that weird diamond-shaped structure. With the pokey down thing in that one room. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the only way I know how. Okay, that unlocks an elevator that does go down to Bone Bottom, so we can see if there's anything else we can do down there. Let me just, hi-ya, poke a bounce off of you. Get my practice in for that, because I'm gonna need it going forwards. Or will I? You actually don't have to pogo bounce in that exact way going forwards, but we'll talk about that more later. All right, back in Bone Bottom. Has anything changed since I left? Because sometimes it will. This camp seems in poor condition, good bug. With the lands around turning deadly, I'd worry for its safety. Aye, we surely aren't seeing its finest moment, but this place has been serving us passing bugs for as long as any can remember. It's faith, you see. All those pilgrims, now and past, our devotion holds it together. The camp will remain and provide, no matter the troubles. Sure, whatever you say. I wonder, little pilgrim, what calls you and your fellows up to the Citadel? If the way is dangerous, why take the journey at all? Strange question to be asking of a pilgrim. Our holy land calls on us. To journey up is our greatest task. Who are we to refuse? Guided by faith, we climb through flaming fields, cross rolling moors, and up great gilded steps, all to reach that eternal, shining citadel. Once I'm good and ready, I'll make the climb myself. But then what do you do once you're up there? What, are they, like, summoning you for a job? Are they summoning you to make you slaves? You never know. That's how some of these kingdoms tend to work. Alright, that is all you have to say. Let's fill out the map with the areas we've explored. Yes, we've now explored that outer area there. We also have the elevator marked. I should have some rosaries now. I should be able to buy something from you. Oh, traveler, won't you stop and make trade with me? Oh, yes. Ooh, I want this. The magnetite brooch. They say it'll help you gather up rosaries on the road ahead. This is the same charm as, or the same thing as the Gathering Storm from the first game, where it grabs every single piece of dropped rosaries and brings it to you. In the entire room. You don't have to be close to them or anything. This is super good. I'm gonna grab this. Let's take a look at the other stuff you have. You have a mask shard. Getting health upgrades in this game takes a surprisingly long time, so I'll be sure to come back once I get 300 rosaries, whenever that will be. Then there's also craft metal. This is used for a little later on. It's like a secondary currency of sorts. We can't do anything with it right now. We could also buy a rosary string. I think this is mainly to convert your held rosaries to a rosary string should you feel the need. I think you will lose some rosaries in the process, but it helps keep them safe to make sure you don't lose them on death. Then there's also a simple key. There's very few simple key locks in this game compared to the first, or actually there might be about the same. There were 4 in the first, I think there's about 4 here too. Either way, I can't really remember where they are. I'll come back to buy it whenever I need to. Once the switch wall is up, yep, okay, same thing. So not much has changed here. I guess then let's head back to the elevator and get back up to where we were, because I would like to end this video on at least one exciting thing. You know, because the game hasn't been exciting at all up until now, clearly. This game's been super boring, right? I doubt it. I mean, to some people, maybe. Having a drink? I have to let you know about it. Otherwise, I'll just fall silent for like 5 seconds, and then you'll be sitting there wondering, like, are you okay? Did something happen? I'll fall silent, I'll stop controlling the game as well. Ooh, let me do this fun trick. Hiya. Oh! You! You pieces of crap! How do I get the elevator back down here? Oh, it's coming back down. It's gonna fall on my head. Ah! Oh, I was kind of hoping it would be sent back up so I could, like, do a little speedrun strat there. I don't think it would be a speedrun strat, but still. I was hoping I could be, you know, cool and quirky with that elevator ride, but unfortunately, this game is too serious. It doesn't want me to mess around. It wants me to face the challenges head on. Okay, so we can't really do anything out there. The next jump is far too long for us to make. We're gonna need some kind of dash. You. I'm okay. Okay, where do you actually go from here? I can't remember at the moment. Man, all you guys are so freaking annoying. So there's a way up to the left. Or no. I think we're in the room with the hang down thing, right? Yes, we are. That's it in the background there. So I have to find a way up to the right there, but that's too far for me to make. Or is it? Wait. Could I make that? Because I feel like I was just barely brushing the edge. Okay, maybe I can't. Let's go this way then. I can't chop down that fence. That is extremely annoying. These guys are kind of tough enemies for this early point in the game, but hey, Silksong really wants to get the difficulty going quick, so yeah. You're about to see. It's about to get crazy up in here. Oh, I can just climb up these platforms the whole time. Wow. Oh, I didn't equip the brooch. I'd actually like to have that more than the shells, just because, some rosaries can, like, fall into holes and things like that, and it's so annoying to have to go back down to get them. It gives you more rosaries all the time, just because you know, you don't have to go back and pick them up, so naturally, you'll grab some that you wouldn't have gotten before. That there's a trap, you can swipe at it or run into it to cause a bunch of spikes to spawn. There's also a crumbling wall this way. I'm curious to see where it goes. Man, just as the music was swelling, I had to find a secret wall. Choral Commandment. A relic of Pharloom's past, interesting to collectors of historical items. Order issued by the Citadel, the once gleaming seal is worn with time. Curious, and this is one of the guys who was carrying us in that cage. Let me do my heel above him so he knows exactly how much he messed up by leaving me alive after that. So perhaps the order he was given by the Citadel explains why they wanted to capture us. That's probably why. Or we'll have to find that out some other time because, as the description said, we have to give it to someone. Yeah, unfortunately, one bad thing about the magnetite brooch in this game, it does not rescue rosaries that fall into spikes, because as I mentioned before, anything that falls into spikes actually gets destroyed. Hi, guys. One of you guys helped me break free from that cage. There we go. Weaver of Pharloom, by grace you warded, by thread you healed. For your favor, eternal, we offer our song. Where's your song? Can I hear it? I'm interested. Play your song. Oh my god. Yeah, I almost jumped right into you. Good thing I didn't. Good thing I pressed Z and nothing happened. That could have been bad. Oh, just barely saved that rosary. Did I? Did I say that rosary? Okay, well, we got the exact same silk that refuses to be cleared permanently, so I'm gonna have to find a way to do something about that. Oh god. There's another trap there. Oh, there's another trap there. Okay, we're getting into traps right away. It's kind of cool. Hi, guys. So y'all were, like, praying to something before I attacked. The game just lagged there for a second, if that showed up in the recording. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's been corrupted or anything. Excuse me, why is my fucking OBS's meters stopped moving? I hope that's not from Silksong. I hope that's from, like, an update for something downloading or something, because I don't understand why that would be happening. That's a little weird. Well, hopefully the recording is taking regardless. Hello there.
Daughter of a distant land, we who remained have waited long. Bind our strength to yours. Reclaim the future of our haunted kingdom.
So this place belongs to you Weavers, huh? Weavers appeared a little bit in the first game, though they weren't very prominent. Found the Silk Skill, Silk Spear. That is nowhere near as satisfying of an item acquisition jingle as the first game had, let me just tell you. Anyway, press F, attack by throwing the needle forward. Silk will be expended. So this is basically this game's equivalent of Vengeful Spirit, is the first ability you get, and it also consumes the same resource you need to use to heal. Unfortunately, what this means is kind of... well, there's not... I guess I should start by saying one of my small complaints with the original as well. That also kind of involves the early game. That is that when players obtain the Vengeful Spirit in the first game, they're kind of disincentivized from using it because it costs soul, the same thing you need to use to heal. Oh, interesting. It used 2 spools of silk. I thought it would use 4. I thought those used 4. I guess not. Oh, maybe I got it back from striking the silk itself, because, like, let me... Yeah, that costs 4. Okay, I have no idea why I only used 2. Maybe the silk I was destroying gave me silk back. That would make sense. I am cutting silk, so why don't I take some of that silk for myself? Alright, anyway. I feel like players are kind of disincentivized from using Vengeful Spirit in the first game because it costs the same resource to heal. In fact, it costs exactly the same resources to heal. Ayah! Get destroyed, stupid. Anyway. Because it does, players very often never end up using Vengeful Spirit that much, and so they never get to see just how good of an ability it is. And unfortunately, Silksong does an even worse job at this, because now, in order to heal, you have to have your silk meter completely filled. So that means using this silk skill even once means you can't heal anymore. At this point in the game anyway. That does start to change as you progress, but right now, using a silk skill at all means you can't heal until you hit an enemy a few more times. And I don't know how I feel about that kind of design. I think it's a little... backwards. I don't think it should be like that, but anyway, the silk skill is useful, so if you find spots to use it and you're confident enough that you won't need healing for a while, definitely try and use it as much as you can. Hi there! How are you doing today? Who is it? An intruder! Terrible! To interrupt a humble druid as they work! I meant no intrusion, druid. The sound of your laughter drew me to investigate. This settlement is built around an old structure of the Weavers. Do you know of them? Do they inhabit this land still? What settlement? What Weavers? You speak nonsense! You're in here, so why did you send you, Did you hear my wish? Granter of wishes, you? Granter of wishes? Wishers, yes, my wish! I need fruits of the world, 3 little darlings. I need them, so I wish. Does the kingdom not send you, little you, to grant my desire? I guess it does. Berry picking wish promised. We aren't even done with the first wish yet, and we've already picked up a second one. Promised then, a binding stronger than sin. Bring me the 3 moss berries, precious fruit. Grant my wish, and the work begins. I have no idea what my voice for this character will be, so that's our objective. Gotta collect 3 moss berries. Kind of an uninteresting fetch quest, but that's fine. At least the moss berries are like hidden in unique locations. There are far worse wishes in this game than that, we'll say. Anyway, I think one of them's actually, no, it's not down here. Where? Okay. So the glowing green berries that we've been seeing a couple of throughout the place, those are what we're after. Ah, okay, you have one of them. So I'll grab that, and we only have 2. There's probably one more hidden around the immediate area. I would like to find all 3 of those before continuing. Interesting how we have a pile of bells here. Yeah, I would like to complete this wish, then we're gonna go back and free that one beast in that one room of bells with our new silk skill, and then after that, we'll end the video. How about that? That is my plans. Okay. Look down, you're standing in your grave. Okay, so I think one of the berries is actually out in that open section hanging over Bone Bottom, so maybe I should try to go out there again. Maybe there's something else I can do out there? Because I've explored all these rooms and there don't seem to be anything here. There don't seem to be any more berries here. Yeah, you can just easily walk under that guy's projectiles. They're not as bad as I thought they were. There we go. So see, like right now, I'm missing 2 health. And I do have a full silk meter, but if I ever decide to use my silk skill, I will be completely unable to heal then. So I don't really want to use my silk skill for that reason. And yeah, it's just like, it's the type of thing where like you get more confident in using your skills later on in the game because you actually have enough stuff to do so. Ooh, can I? Ooh, when you come back around, I want to try. Want to cry. Nah! I failed. Okay. I don't think... Oh, wait. I know of one mossberry I can get. Back down here in the Moss Grotto. I think this whole side of the world is officially referred to as Moss Grotto. Yeah, I think it is. This whole side of the world is Moss Grotto, but I always think of Moss Grotto as this specific section. The part you wake up in. It just makes the most sense to me. Yes, with our Silk skill, we now have enough range to miss. We now have enough range. We can bounce off this enemy and get it. There we go. I thought that would work. I honestly thought that would work. I've never tried doing that before. And turns out it doesn't work. My bad. Had to bounce off the enemy instead. Oh, whatever. Alright, back up we go. We'll have to go back through the ruined chapel. That is okay. We'll be hitting a bench on the way. And then I can finally remember to switch off my goddamn tool. Let's do that. Got over here. This is our silk skill. This is in the same screen as the tools for a reason that will become clear later. I say that a lot, but, you know, that is kind of the point of Metroidvanias. There's lots of things that will become clearer later. Oh my god. Backtracking through this area is so fucking slow compared to what you can do later. Do you have anything else to say right now? No, not at the moment. Okay, I think you will have a few extra comments to say throughout the game, but there's not much reason to come back and visit her every time. The chapel ward. Alright, gotta ride the elevator back up. Good thing we unlocked that shortcut, or else this would be really annoying. Alright, jump over to you. The Hornet jumped over the hole. I was trying to think of like an alternate to the saying the cow jumped over the moon, but that's not even close to the cow jumped over the moon. I don't know. Ignore me. Sometimes it's best to ignore me. Back in here, we want to go up. Hiya, hiya, hiya. I love the voices of enemies in these games. It's so fun. They're so fun to make fun of as well. Oh no! Oh, as you can see there, I've collected enough shell shards. I am now at the limit. There is a limit, but the default limit is 400. Okay, I need to climb up. Oh man, I have to go back all the way back across the room now. God damn it. Anyway, the default limit is 400. Yes, you can upgrade it as the game goes. You can upgrade everything. Well, almost everything. There's a few things you can't upgrade, I'm pretty sure. But that is one of them. That is one of the things you can upgrade. You know what? I'm gonna waste my heal. It means stabbing you through the throat. There we go. Instant kills. Yeah, that is strong. Like, it is worth using, but unfortunately, using it once means you don't get the chance to heal until you hit an enemy 4 more times at the very least. And so, like, you know, why would you want to use silk skills very much? It's one problem with that design, I think. And like, the first game already didn't do a great job incentivizing the player to use the Vengeful Spirit, even though the Vengeful Spirit is insanely good and will help the player out in so many instances. Oh, god damn it, all your loot got destroyed. But, yeah, I don't understand that. Anyway, you've heard me rap about it long enough. Let's sit on this bench, because I would... Oh, yeah, and I have to turn in the berries before I leave and before I move on to the last thing.
As promised, Druid, I have your berries. What is your need for such common fruits? Common? Oh no! Special! Cherished! Only a Druid knows it! The berry's bright! For my wish so dear!
Sure, take them.
This is them, the precious promised fruits! Drop them in, there they go, and now at last we can begin!
I love the song to build up to that.
Oh, the smell is right, like the others, but very young. Oh, voice of the woods, oh, dance of the queen. Oh, beat harder, let us hear it. Oh.
Voice cracks are intentional.
The pain, my mind aches. Why, the berries, the nasty fruits, oh, the visions! You, wish promiser, wish granter, you brought me what I needed and stayed by my side, companion through my ordeal. I could ask for nothing more.
First side quest completed. Or sorry, first wish granted.
And for the parting, a gift, an amulet of we druids, or me druid, no others, I think. May it ease your sorrows, wish granter, may it cry for you when no tears are left.
Druid's Eye. This is another tool. This is our first blue tool. We may as well equip it because we have no other blue tools at the moment. Blue tools go in these slots. Yellow tools go in these slots. It's pretty obvious. As the bearer takes damage, the amulet with a green elixir that will form into silk. So this sounds pretty good. It sounds a lot like Grub Song from the first Hollow Knight, which was a pretty damn amazing charm. Unfortunately, it's not quite as good in this game, because if you take damage once, you will gain, like, half a point of silk on the next thing, and then you take damage again, and it turns into a full thing of silk. So basically, if you want to gain enough silk to use a silk skill, for example, you'll have to be hit 8 times without hitting an enemy for that to happen. It's meant to be used in addition. Obviously, it's meant to help you in addition to hitting enemies, which you are expected to do to build up silk. You know, it can help you get to enough silk to use a silk skill or whatever faster, but it's definitely not as good as it might sound. Which is a bit of a trend in this game, you'll notice. But we'll get to that later. For now, we have a creature to free. Be free! And then attack me afterwards. Sure, okay. I went out of my way to go save you, and this is how you respond? And as you just saw there, I landed on top of him, and I took 2 damage. This guy deals 2 damage every hit from all of his attacks. Basically meaning I only have 3 HP for this entire fight. Yeah, Silksong spikes in difficulty very early on. All right, oh man, I have to do it the other direction. God, he's gonna appear from the middle, and now he has those bells bounced towards you. Yes, those also deal 2 damage per hit. I'm pretty sure, from what I remember they do. This is kind of a big jump in difficulty, and I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think this should be happening this early in the game. But that's just my opinion. At least you have the bind there, but still, you have to hit him 9 times, and he doesn't make himself very easy to hit. Oh my god. See, he bumped his nose into me, and I took 2 damage. That is a little on the ridiculous side, IMO. Alright, anyway, I won't get negative yet. This boss is really, really fun. I just think it's a little too much for this point in the game. Like, we're still at the very start, basically. We have next to no abilities. And we're already being faced with 2 damage per hit on the second boss of the game. Bear in mind, the first game didn't have bosses deal 2 damage until the very late game. Anyway, I guess the mid to late game. Oh my god, really? Okay. At least here I can get 2-3 hits. Oh my god. Okay, gotta heal. Oh, no. Oh, god. There we go. At least it doesn't have much health. At least it goes down quick. But yes, I have thoughts on the difficulty of this game, and while I don't mind it for the most part, I do think this boss is too big of a difficulty spike. I think it is far too much to have this guy dealing 2 damage per hit on every attack when he is as crazy as he is.
Come, child. Witness our waking.
Consumed a silk heart. Regain the power to regenerate silk within one's shell. Don't get too excited. The item description is far more powerful than the actual effect. This causes you to automatically regenerate one spool of silk, at minimum. That's it. One spool. That's all you get. I was under the impression that it slowly regenerated my entire silk meter over time, which would be pretty cool, especially because of how uncommon silk is, but no, it's just one spool. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. Yay! Alright, with that now done, I'm gonna head off this way and oh! Phase 2! Nah, it's okay. He's been pacified. This beast, known as the Bell Beast, is now... is now impatient. Is now our fast travel system. We can warp back down to the Bone Bottom Bellway, which was indeed what that little building was supposed to be. So we're gonna do that real quick, and then we'll end the video. I love how she was afraid of you popping out of the ground like that. Such a fun animation. It looks really fun for Hornet to do. Beast! Beast! Horrible beast! He's not horrible when you get to know him. He might attack you at first, and he's a little ferocious in battle, but aside from that, he's not too bad. He's so cute, though. He doesn't say anything, unfortunately, but at least he purrs at you. That's better than nothing. Better than nothing. Alright, anyway. Let's climb out of the Bellway. We now know this as. My god, I cannot say a letter to save my life. Rest on the bench, and that'll be that. I'll wait to talk to all the NPCs here until next time. That concludes the first episode of Hollow Knight Silksong. It was a bit of a long one, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I would have liked to keep it a little shorter, and I think the videos will be shorter going on, but I felt like that was the best endpoint for this first episode. So, next time on Hollow Knight Silksong, we shall go through the newly opened path that we just opened by defeating the Bell Beast into the second half of the Marrow and see where that leads us. Thank you all for watching, if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.